Nurse Celeste finally entered the secret room, the one at the end of the long hospital corridor. Her heart began to beat faster. Her breathing became short as she found herself in front of the patient. A young man who had been in a deep sleep for over 3 months without ever having received a visitor. A shadow of sadness crossed her face as she approached the bed. Tears began to fall silently, unable to contain the despair that dominated her. If you like true life stories, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to not miss the next exciting events. The previous afternoon, Celeste had received a phone call that changed her life. Good afternoon, Celeste. I'm happy to tell you that you have passed our selection process. Congratulations. Tomorrow will be your first day as a nurse at our hospital. Celeste had long dreamed of working in that prestigious center, one of the most renowned in the country, where every health professional wanted to set foot. The next day, she was greeted with a warm smile by a colleague named Ronaldo, a kind man who worked in administration and who showed her around the entire hospital. The bright and tidy hallways almost seemed like part of a luxury hotel. The state-of-the-art equipment, the latest medical technology, everything contributed to Celeste's sense of wonder. She had been assigned to the pediatric ward, a section that had always spoken to her heart because she loved children so much.
She knew that working there would be emotional challenges, but Celeste was ready to face them with courage. As time went by, she became a familiar figure not only to her colleagues, but also to the young patients and their families. Wherever she went, the eyes of the children followed her, full of curiosity and hope. Every day, Celeste offered not only medical care, but also comfort, a kind word, a smile that was often enough to lift their spirits. She noticed, however, that one room at the end of the corridor seemed different from the others. There were never any visitors and very few nurses went there.
Celeste, curious, asked Lucia, an older nurse, one day, "Who is the patient in that room? Why doesn't he ever get visitors?" Lucia looked at her sadly and replied, "It's a boy. His name is Giacomo. He was admitted to the hospital about 3 months ago for an appendectomy, but something went wrong. He hasn't woken up since, and no one can explain why. His father is very rich, but he never comes to visit him. He has ordered that only certain nurses have access to the room. As for his mother, no one knows anything." Lucia's words weighed like a millstone on Celeste's heart. The idea that such a young boy was there, alone, without a mother or father at his side, tore her apart. Every time she saw other mothers holding their children's hands, she felt a deep sense of injustice and sadness. Those mothers offered their love, their presence, their hope, and Giacomo, on the other hand, abandoned, with no one at his side. Before continuing, like if this story is moving you, by doing so, you will support our work. Thank you so much. Despite her pain, Celeste decided she had to do something. She continued to look for news on Giacomo's condition, asking her colleagues, hoping for an improvement that unfortunately never came. One day, during a hospital emergency due to food poisoning, she was called by the head nurse. "Celeste, You have to go to the room at the end of the corridor. The other nurses are busy. Celeste felt a shiver run down her spine as she received the patient's chart. The moment she had been waiting for had arrived. With her heart in her throat, she approached the door of Giacomo's room. Her hand was shaking as she grabbed the handle.
She entered, and every step she took seemed full of expectation. When her eyes finally met Giacomo's serene face, the world around her seemed to stop. She leaned over him, her hands shaking, and whispered, "I'm here, my love. Mom has arrived. You are no longer alone."
Why did Celeste call Giacomo son? Because Giacomo was really her son. About a year earlier, Celeste had gone through a painful separation from her husband, a rich and powerful man. After a long legal battle, Celeste had won custody of Giacomo, but her husband had never accepted defeat. One day, taking advantage of Celeste's delay at work, he had taken Giacomo away and used his influence to keep her away from the child. Her only hope had been to return to work as a nurse, and when she discovered that Giacomo was hospitalized, she realized that she had to do everything she could to be close to him. What would you do if you were Celeste? How would you have felt in such a difficult situation? Leave a comment. Every day, Celeste found a way to take care of Giacomo, talk to him, sing to him like she did when he was little. One day, however, something changed. Arriving at the hospital, she felt an excitement in the air. "What happened?" she asked. The boy in the room at the end, he woke up.
Celeste ran toward the room, her heart pounding. When she reached the door, she saw her husband standing next to Giacomo's bed. She hid, but she heard her son's voice. "I want my mommy. I know she's here. She comes every day." The father tried to calm him down, but Celeste knew she couldn't hide anymore. She entered the room. "I'm here, my love."
Celeste's heart was finally at peace. She had fought for her baby, and now she held him in her arms, knowing that nothing could ever separate them again. If you like this story, leave a like, comment, and continue to follow us for more exciting stories.